We're back on the Ron Johnson Show. I want to thank those who continue to subscribe on YouTube, those who have downloaded and subscribed for their podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Just stick with us. But now we have a segment coming up. Myself and Sam, we're going to do a 2-minute major or 2-minute 2-minute minor or 5-minute major. This is, if you're a hockey person, is what type of penalty? Is it a minor penalty or is this a major issue penalty? And we gotta talk about it. Well, Sam, take it away.
All right. This one is interesting. So the Minnesota Lynx, who are struggling mightily, had probably their most disheartening loss of the year the other night. They're down by 3. Jessica Shepard gets the ball. She moves inside the 3-point line. She shoots. She scores at the buzzer, but the Lynx needed a 3, and she shot a 2, Ron, and the Lynx lost 96-95. So was Shepard's mistake a 2-minute minor or a 5-minute major?
Is there something after 5 minutes? Like, what else happens in hockey after 5 minutes? Is there another major? Like, is there a major?
Ejection, suspension.
Okay, yes. That's where I go with that. Yeah, I mean, that's worse than a 5-minute major. That's got to be not a suspension. But yeah, let's get her out the game for that one. Let's eject her out of this one because that's whether you're I'm not gonna say 2, whether you're 5th, whether you're 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade basketball, high school, college, pro, pickup ball at the gym. Everybody knows when you need a 3, you take the 3. And so that's the one thing about like in pickup basketball, for instance, you play to 17, your team has 15. And the other team, and this is if you win by 2, there's a win by 2 scenario. Like a lot of gyms do this. You have to win by 2. If you have, let's call it 15, the other team has 16, and you have to win by 2. And this team is good. Like the team you're playing has been lights out. At that point, you take the 3 to win the game. Like you ended on your shot. You have an opportunity to come down and win this game. You don't want to just get a layup and tie it up, and then they hit a 2 and beat you, or a 3 and beat you. Or you don't want to just go for 2 and you're up by 1, knowing that they can come down, and then you're going back and forth trading 1. They hit a 3 and then you lose. That's what you don't do. Like you always take the 3. If you have 14 and the other team has 14 and you're playing a 17, you take the 3. If you have a chance to win the game, Herm Edwards said it, you play to win the game. Like in that instance, you have to make sure you tie that game. That layup meant nothing because we saw it. It literally meant nothing. As a coach, you have to be like it's like the J.R. Smith LeBron moment. Like you have to know what point of the game you're in. You have to know your situation. So I'm going to put it, you're ejected. You're back for the next game, but you're ejected because that's just a mental error that you cannot do. That cost your team a game.
There was a Timberwolves player years ago named Martell Webster who did the same thing. He actually dunked the ball thinking he had tied it, and he was kind of strutting down the floor, and then his teammates said, dude, we're still down by 1. Really, really bad mental error for sure. ESPN.com put together a 53-man roster for the Minnesota Vikings, and they left Ihmir Smith-Marsette off the list. So is that decision a 2-minute minor or a 5-minute major for leaving Ihmir out of this team?
Well, I was going to ask, that's what I was going to say. Who were the receivers? Because I don't have access to the Plus ESPN. So I was wondering who their receivers were that they decided to keep.
It was Thielen, Jefferson, BC, Naylor, the rookie, Albert Wilson, and KJ Osborne.
So they went with 6 and they took Miss Marset out. I'm going to say a 2-minute minor. Like, I don't think that's a big deal. To be honest, like what we saw to Smith-Marsette, he didn't do anything great on special teams. This is the problem with young receivers too. He didn't do anything great on special teams. Yes, he's fast. Keenan McCardell is there. At the end of the day, it's just a writer writing what they think. They don't really know. They have no idea what these coaches are going to do. They have no idea what's going to happen in the season. I remember going to the Bears as a receiver, and I got I think I was wearing like number 11 because this is, when single digits and all that stuff start, not single, sorry, 11, 12, 13, because I know like Larry Fitzgerald did it when guys started. Braylon Edwards had 17, Plaxico Burress, guys switched from, 80 back to 17. Guys were able to start doing that. And so I got 11. I didn't choose it. They didn't have any 80 numbers, and I was the new guy. I had no idea if I was going to make the team or not. Bears fans had no idea if I was going to make the team or not. A week in a training camp, they're like, hey, can you play tight end? Because you're killing us in the slot. You're a big guy. You're 240. Can you get to 250? I'm like, sure. Ended up making the team as a tight end. Not to say Smith Parsons going to do it. We don't know. You don't know what's going to happen in training camp. Training camp, that's the all-time equalizer in this world is training camp. KJ Osborne, we had written him off for some of the errors he had towards the end of the season. Comes out training camp, mini camps, kills it last year, becomes a focal point of this offense last year. A big piece of this 3 wide receiver set. Now they're a true 3 wide receiver team. We forgot about BC Johnson and what happened to him and being hurt and how good he was before he got hurt. He started when Thielen got hurt. And so you don't know what you don't know. You're looking at the draft pick, all the people are saying, because again, you're looking at Kevin Seifert, you're getting all these insiders, Courtney Cronin, who was here, that there was some pounding on the table for Naylor and that Keenan McCardle really wanted him. That's just watching film. That's getting to meet a kid at the combine. That's why you put your best self out there when you get these interviews. I remember getting the card of 5 different teams. You go meet with them. You got to put your best self out there. I don't think I did. I like the Ravens weren't the team I thought was going to draft me. I don't think I really put myself out there. I was nervous. I was trying not to say the wrong thing. Some guys just let their personality shine through. I was more like, oh my God, don't say the wrong thing. Don't say something stupid. Don't say something to piss the coach off. Don't make them think you don't care about football. And so I just didn't do it right. So it depends on what Naylor did. What did Naylor do to really get Keenan McCardle to pound his fist on the table? And if you draft a guy, you have a second-year guy, and they go into camp and nobody puts themselves ahead of the other, you're going to go with the younger rookie guy. Why? Because he is cheaper in the long run, and you probably can mold him a little bit more. As this guy, you've kind of seen what he can do. You haven't seen what this guy can do in a football setting. And so I say it's a 2-minute minor.
I just think that Naylor is an easy one to get on the practice squad if you want. And if you're on the practice squad, you're basically part of the organization. You're part of the team. You're a call up away from being on that active roster. I think Ihmir Smith-Marsette showed me enough that he should be on this roster and maybe even above BC Johnson. So I think it's a 2-minute minor. It's not a major penalty. We're still talking about the bottom of the depth chart, but I like Ihmir Smith-Marsette a lot more, I think, than Naylor at this point. I haven't seen anything from Naylor. But I did see something from Ihmir Smith-Marsette in real games last year. So one more question for you, Ron. Mm-hmm. There are some people, I've already heard this, they're saying the Warriors dynasty is done, that this was the last ride. They wanted to get one more. They got it. And now it's going to be over as Ron goes to sleep. Are those people going to the penalty box? Do they deserve a 2-minute minor or a 5-minute major?
So there's a couple of things I saw. So if you those that don't know, Steph Curry did this at his press conference. For those that don't know, it's because Perkins and I forgot who else, I think Dominique Foxworth, when the question was asked of them, how many championships will the Warriors win now without KD? They all kind of did the 0. Like, they're not going to do it. Steph can't do it. Steph was hurt. Because everybody remembered the Steph hurt, Clay hurt year. And that's why I say sometimes you make picks off emotion. And then sometimes you make picks off just, this dude's good. Who's going to stop him when he's healthy? There was a debate about that. And so Steph Curry also put the Celtics put everybody to bed. Steve Kerr, he wore a shirt, night. When you think about that, that's just motivation. Now, whether they're saying this to motivate Steph, I don't think they are. I think they just want to get clicks. Like, how else can I get clicks? I can talk about Steph Curry and how he can't do it. I can talk about KD because KD's gonna say something to me. Like, these guys aren't dumb. And so Steph Curry, you still got, what's changing? You got Steph, you got Clay, you got Draymond. Those 3 pieces are staying. Wiggins, it's time for him to get a bag. But does he want to just stay with the Warriors and realize, look, my bread is buttered pretty nice over here. Like, I don't have to be the man. He's already got his max contracts and all the stuff he's gotten before. Like, he's gotten paid. So how much money is too much money? It's never enough. But when I taste success, am I willing to kind of bring it down? If you think about, and I hate to do this one because this is, women hate this. Men hate this too, probably, but women hate this most. Think about life. How much fun, how much money would you have if you were single with the same job Single, living in maybe a 2-3 bedroom house or townhouse, because you don't have any kids, you don't have a wife, you don't need a big backyard, you don't need all that stuff. Instead of 2 or 3 cars, minivan, truck, and then another truck, you could just have one really nice car. Like, it's great, but it's not fun. Like going home alone, trying to, text girls, hey, let's go to a movie. Hey, do you want to spend the night? You got a built-in sleepover with a wife. You have built-in fun and schedules with your kids. You have stuff to do every single day. You can come home and just hang out with your fam and watch a movie. Like, that's where Andrew Wiggins is. He's found a family. Think about the Guardians of the Galaxy. Separate, they're all good in their own, but together, they can protect the world. I went a totally different direction there. But Andrew Wiggins, I don't think he's going. I don't think he wants to go there. Now, maybe the money's not there, but I don't think he wants to go anywhere. I mean, you won a championship. Why not do it again like KD did? Go for 2. Go back to back. That's why I think it's not over. Steph's not old. You don't have to be super young to shoot threes. I mean, to get kids in great shape. You look at Tom Brady. Steph Curry's like the Tom Brady of the NBA. He doesn't get beat up. He doesn't get hit through going through the lane like Jordan used to have to get dealt with. He doesn't get, he doesn't go dunk on people. So he's not dunking on anybody. He's not jumping all day, shooting jumpers. Bob Cousy did not miss a free throw in blue chips, and it wasn't scripted to do it. Why? Because you can shoot free throws all day when you're 70. That's where Steph Curry's at. That's where Klay Thompson's at. Draymond Green is the bruiser, abuser. You add another piece like Andrew Wiggins. Gary Payton Jr. wants 15 to 20 million. Maybe he gets that somewhere else. I don't think so. I mean, but hey, we'll see. But they can always add, just like they had KD, they added Wiggins. They can always add pieces because you got your 3 staples. So no, I think they're going to win another one. That's a 5-minute major for me because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a 2-minute minor. I know that the money is going to be an issue at some point. You keep Wiggins forever. You can't keep Draymond and Klay and Steph under those current salaries, but you're in a great spot with Wiggins. If you decide, hey, let's trade Wiggins, you're probably going to get a lot for him, and that's going to build your roster up. Or you just hold on to him for one more year. He's got one more year in his deal. Keep the core intact and just go for the back-to-back. Go for, one for the thumb, right? They don't need to change a lot for next year. And I don't know if there's a super team in the West that's going to rise up and take them down. Maybe Memphis, if Ja takes another step. Maybe Dallas, if Luka gets a little bit of help. But I don't see anybody in that conference who's truly that spooky. Maybe it's the Timberwolves.